Hello everybody, this is Bucky Boy from Elysium. Today I will be going over endgame rune mage mechanics and where to start and when you know you're at a pretty good spot. And yeah, hope you guys enjoy. So starting off, how to start off, building a rotation, knowing when to do things, and other things like that. So quick things to recap why rotations are good. Afflictions. They dot. They do a lot of damage. They give a weakness stack if you're running the affinity talent. And you can stack it up twice for a 10% boost. If it won't pop. I am bad at afflictions. So you can have up to 3 afflictions at a time, 2 weakness stacks. So a lot of people, they'll either do a lot of fireballs and do an affliction. So they get the weakness stack up and they do a lot of damage. You can build your tiles around that. You can do whatever you want, basically. Another thing is people that do frost. Frost is very good for lining up your tile sets and making tile sets a little easier. And it gives this little debuff here. Let me reapply it. So that slows them down, and if you have an affix on your weapon called Ice Heart, it'll do more damage. I think it's about 5%. Well, I know it's 5%, but yeah. Another thing is when you're doing tile sets, make sure they work well. You can just literally go up to a dummy and try and proc them. And just make sure you're trying to keep up 3 at a time and all that. And then those are bleed stacks, which is another fix on your weapon called bleed. It's nice to have. It's a 5%, well, about a 5% damage boost with how lucky you are with your procs. So, tile sets for Rune Mage, it's pretty simple. There are 6-7 tiles that are really useful. The 2 per second, which is this M, it's hitting 2 spells per second on the boss, and then, or enemy. And then the N, right here, is hitting a fireball. Or casting a fireball, one of the two. If you're doing fireball, it'll work. And then this one is 3 per second, so hitting 3 per second things on there. It's like 2.5 to 3, right around there. It'll proc. And then there are some other ones that, like this, it'll drop an F tile. And then for this, it'll drop... Okay, never mind. Okay, one day. That will give you an affliction tile. So you can do all things with that. There are some other tiles that are slower that you can use if you're not as fast as casting, or you throw up an affliction and you're trying to practice it but you aren't great at it yet. So overall, really nice things to practice. Now once you start building up your rotation, well, what do you have to do? Pretty much it's keep doing your rotation till the enemy dies. So what I do for mine, very simple, is just fireball. It's probably the highest DPS you can hit unless you're doing afflictions very fast and very efficiently, because if you pop, it's a very big DPS loss. And for frost, unless you have frost tile sets, it's pretty much just a DPS loss. Unless you have Ice Heart and someone's not there already doing it for you. Another thing is being able to maximize your DPS, so being able to TP cast like this. So say the boss is about to die, so instead of just this, which is fireballs going, and let's say the boss just died, so you just missed out on 3 fireballs. Instead, you could just do this. Gets the boss down quicker, and you can just TP cast into it. Makes it a lot quicker, and overall, maximizing your DPS gives you a good burst at the end. Just puts your DPS higher. So yeah, really good. Ways to be able to know that you're able to do that. Being able to just TP cast like side to side, or like what I do to practice, TP cast in circles. This room isn't very big though, so. Some other things is just literally being able to cast for 10 minutes straight. You can pop and all that stuff. It's just making sure you're able to actually do it. And yeah, as long as you have 3 tile sets usually up the entire fight, you're going to be golden for the entire fight. Very well. And for bosses that you're trying to parse on, I would recommend Mutated Rat, the one in the first boss in Sewers, or the Minotaur, the first boss in Broken Halls. And for strats for bosses for rune mage that make it a little easier, this is based on the talents that I'm using right here. Is here. I'll go in my paladin and just skip by the ads. So on Gorgon, you can just kind of, here, I'll explain it once I'm there. It involves a little bit of getting over, but it's pretty much being able to maximize your DPS. It's not a huge help, but it's a little bit. Okay, guess we're not doing that today. They're just not gonna. Alright. And then, so they unleash right here. Then go over to the boss. You sit behind it right here, and the tank usually stands there. You put your hand behind you, and you literally just start casting. It can give you 100k DPS pretty easily. I've hit, I think, 95 as my highest on there. But it's hard to do with your hand back here. But if you get good at it, very good. Other bosses like Sewer Slime, pretty much stay ahead of the game. Try and stay to like the side so your tiles don't get too messed up. For other bosses like Ancient Temple, if you know how to do Affliction, grab the orbs. Ancient Guardian, stick behind pillars. If you have enough time and your tank's really good at their job, you can TP cast while there isn't a shield up. Another thing, for Abandoned Mines, TP cast whenever it goes down. Try and help shoot the orbs if you can. And then second boss of Mines, try and stay in the back and have your tank have it to where the magic missiles don't affect you. If you need healing, just hop and bounce and dodge magic missiles. If you're able to play in-game mage, you should be able to TP cast. Maybe not great, but you should be able to do it if you're going to try and get there. And other bosses, airship, just kind of watch out for the balls falling and make sure to wipe the doom mechanic and stuff. It's really not a huge fight. And then, what's the dungeon? Crypt. So Lich King, dodge the things under you, like shooting up. Death Burst, tank should have it to the side so you don't have to worry about it. For the ads, kill them all, pretty much. If you pick one up, don't panic too much. If you're at that level, the healer should be able to heal you through one. And, and if you're killing the ads, wait for Death Burst to actually happen. Actually go away before you kill the last ad, because it's annoying for the tank to hop back in. And then for Dungeon Troll, try to stay near the boss so the circles pop up under him to knock him out. And whenever you can, try and TP cast if you aren't getting close. Just get ready for the burst phase. And yeah, that's about it for Rune Mage. There's a little bit more to it, but it's more just of picking it up after a while. Those are just some quick tips. So, little recap. Make sure you have tiles that are good for you. Make sure you are doing boss mechanics correctly. Make sure you're having fun. Try and stay more consistent over speed unless you are very fast. And I would say that's about it. Hope you guys have a good day. I'll try and post me warming up for the 10 minutes thing, but might take a little while. See you guys.